So with accuracy assessment, once we've built our error matrix, we can talk about three different measures of accuracy. One is the overall accuracy of the survey. One is called the errors of omission, and the other are called the errors of commission. Let's start with the overall accuracy. The overall accuracy basically is how many times we were right. So once again, all of the times that we were right would be summarized along the diagonal of this error matrix, because water was correctly identified as water, conifer was correctly identified as conifer, deciduous as deciduous, and urban as urban. So if we sum up how many times we were right, 1 plus 3 plus 17 plus 11, we'll get 32. The total number of samples that we took was 40, and we can get that by summing this column, the rightmost column, or summing the lowermost row. And that's basically just how many points on the ground we actually looked at during our field survey. So 32 times we were right over a total of 40 possible times. We could say that if we've done a large enough sample that represents the population as a whole, we could say with 95% confidence that 80% of the time we are right. Another way of looking at this is is errors of omission. So errors of omission would be times where we identified something different on the ground than what the survey said was there. So in other words, another pixel of water would have been omitted from what is correct because we said that it was conifer. So another way of looking at these numbers is we can just take each of these columns and put 1 over 2 or 3 over 3 or 17 over 19 or 11 over 16 as we do down here, and we could see for each of these classes in our image classification what percent of the time we were right. And we can see we're doing really well with conifer here, pretty well with deciduous, and then not quite as well with urban and water. So that's another type of accuracy called the producer's accuracy, or what we're saying the errors are errors of omission. They were omitted from what should be part of the classified image. The other type of accuracy is sometimes called user's accuracy, and it's associated with errors of commission. And in order to look at this, we look at the rows of the table. And in this example here, of everything we identified as deciduous, 17 of those actually were deciduous when we looked on the ground. But when we looked on the ground, 5 of those that we identified as deciduous were actually urban areas. So we can see that we were correct 17 times and wrong 5 times for a total of 22. And that gives us a 77% user's accuracy for that particular category. So once again, the overall accuracy doesn't change for all of this, but we can define these errors of omission or commission associated with whether it would be an error if the person who made it were using it, or if the person on the ground were using it, and we can define those more specific producers and users accuracies in that way.